This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Stacy Jensen. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. News is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Welcome to News 25 here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Stacy Jensen. It is Monday, September 12th.
Well, one person is deceased and another transported by Mercy Air following a tragic crash in a Pahrump neighborhood Sunday night. Late Sunday night, Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies, auxiliary units, and Nevada Highway Patrol were dispatched to the area of Bourbon Street, just west of Pahrump Valley Boulevard, for a vehicle crash. Upon arrival, they found one vehicle that had rolled off the roadway and onto a parked vehicle in the driveway of a residence. Two occupants were inside that car. Both were unresponsive at the time of arrival. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were able to stabilize the vehicle and extricate at least one individual that was transported via Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue ambulance to a Mercy Air base and subsequently airlifted to a trauma center in Las Vegas. The other individual inside the vehicle was pronounced deceased on scene. Traffic was blocked for several hours during the investigation of this crash. It appears at the time the vehicle went off the roadway and into the area where there was gravel in front of several homes. That is when it started to overturn. There was a large landscaping rock also underneath the vehicle in which rescue units were able to remove that during the time that they were attending to the patients on scene. It's unclear at this time if drugs or alcohol played a role in this crash. Rescue crews were told that there was a baby's car seat and diapers that were on the ground around this vehicle. They checked the area for juveniles and were unable to locate any. The identification of the deceased individual is being withheld pending notification of next of kin.
A court hearing has been set for the prosecution to present Justice Court with the evidence they have against Nye County Commissioner Leo Blundo in a case they have for domestic battery.
Nye County Commissioner Leo Blundo made his second appearance in Justice Court today in front of Judge Richard Glasson from Douglas County, who has been asked to preside over this felony domestic battery case in which Blundo is being accused of strangling his wife. Today, Blundo was booked and released following the court hearing on these charges that Esmeralda County District Attorney Robert Glennon has found enough evidence to move forward. The hearing was held again in Justice of the Peace Judge Kurt Vito's courtroom with Judge Glasson and Commissioner Blundo's two attorneys that he has now retained in the matter on video conference. Attorneys Dominic Gentile and Paulo Armini, both from Clark Hill out of Las Vegas, are representing the defendant. Blundo said in the first court hearing that he would like to apply for indigent services to see if he could get a public defender. The judge gave direction on how to do that and urged him to retain an attorney in this case as soon as possible. Today's hearing had all involved attempting to make a firm schedule and to secure a courtroom for Blundo's arraignment, and which now has been scheduled for October 3rd in Courtroom B here in Pahrump Justice Court at 9 a.m. This case began when the Nye County Sheriff's Office was called on March 28th to the Blundo home here in Pahrump in reference to $77,000 in cash and a gun missing. At that time, Mrs. Blundo told police that her husband was blaming her for taking the money and the gun, and at one point was on top of her, choking her. Mrs. Blundo, who was recorded on police body camera during the call for service, says that she was unable to breathe or move. Blundo was not taken into custody at that time, but given a notice to appear in court for these charges.
Mr. Glennon, you indicated that Mr. Blundo has not yet been booked.
Yes, the state would request a book and release.
Ms. Armani, any objection to Mr. Blundo being booked and released?
No, Your Honor.
Okay,
a walkthrough, I'm assuming, then? It would be a walkthrough?
Yes.
I don't know what a walkthrough means, but Mr. Glennon cannot accompany him. He's the closing counsel. incident. So Mr. Blundo, you're on your onesies to take direction from the clerk and bailiff as to where to go to get your picture taken.
All right, well, we have a couple of Nye County Sheriff's Office updates on an arrest and a wanted suspect after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Lisa Spahitz and Mike Plasmeyer at Country Financial Insurance. Auto, home, life, and commercial. 775-727-8920.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, 27-year-old Bradley Day of Pahrump is wanted as a probation absconder. It's believed that he is still in Pahrump. Anyone with information about his whereabouts is asked to contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office. You can call 775-751-7000. In this photograph, you'll see tattoos, and there is also, that is the most current photograph. He's described as a white male, 6'1", 160 pounds. Blonde hair, blue eyes, and has a tattoo of loose lips on his jawbone. Of course, if you have any information on the whereabouts of him, you can call the Nye County Sheriff's Office, 775-751-7000, and you can remain anonymous. And we do have other photos of that individual as well, and you can see them on KPVM's Facebook page.
Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center prisoner Nicole Ashley Brownlee, that was accidentally released last week, has been retaken. A patrol deputy saw her walking, and when they went to apprehend her, she took off and ran. Deputies chased her and took her into custody. 28-year-old of Pahrump was sentenced to prison for charges relating to an arrest for drugs and a violation of probation and other charges, and was awaiting transport. Due to a clerical error, she was released in error from the Nye County Detention Center.
Well, so many groups and organizations have come forward to assist Nye County with the 300 dogs that have been confiscated from a hoarding breeding facility in Amargosa and Pahrump. We caught up with two individuals who do this kind of work every day while they were donating supplies to our local shelter.
Well, this was a coordinated effort, and we filled the van initially, the first time around, with vet supplies, puppy formula, food, enrichment toys, treats, and so forth. We dropped them off, and then Craig and I went and picked up another load of food and dropped that off. You have the statistics on the food.
Yeah, it's we picked up about 500 pounds today, and we have another 2,400 pounds or so coming this week. And then we, Fantastic Friends came to the table and donated 300 dog collars, some large cages, lots of food, blankets, dog beds.
Thanks to Podtastic Friends, they were able to supply us with all those extras that we didn't think about initially either, but especially with the shelter being new, we thought that it would be of benefit to bring additional items that maybe other people are not calling in when they order the food.
Yeah, we picked up a couple scrub brooms today. We brought several hundred just towels for sanitation and cleaning some of these things. This is a big operation.
I think up until now, these dogs haven't had a good day in their entire lives, so we're happy to see the rescue effort. It's a shame that it couldn't have been prevented. I understand that this has been going on for a while, and it would have been nice if it could have been nipped in the bud a little bit sooner. But nevertheless, we're here today, and it's good to see that not only the local community, but also Las Vegas and actually nationally, there's been an effort to help out.
Animal Protection Affiliates is a volunteer-based organization that works with local, national, and even global organizations to advance animal protection, like they did today with Earthstream. Earthstream is a documentary platform that people can subscribe to and donate to a nonprofit of their choice. More than half of the revenue goes to charity. To subscribe, you can go to earthstream.app, and if you would like to know more about Animal Protection Affiliates, you can like them on their Facebook page at Animal Protection Affiliates.
I created a documentary streaming platform called Earthstream. It's a subscription-based platform, and what we do is we donate more than half of our revenue to
benefit charities. Well, I like to say that animals are a vulnerable population, and I compare them to children and seniors and our veterans. They're all vulnerable. And so I think we all need to connect together in the community and help whenever these situations come up. And also, as Craig said, and more importantly, enforce laws that protect these vulnerable populations.
All right.
And a special art auction is going to be talked about on the other side of this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. Also brought to you by Silver State Health. Visit silverstatehealth.org or call 702-471-0420 for an appointment. News 25, local news you can count on.
And welcome back. Well, you can purchase tickets now for a special art auction that's going to be held by Living Free Health. News 25 caught up with Shelley Porro to find out more.
The art that we're going to feature in our inaugural Art for Recovery auction is all art that my mom has created over probably the last 30 years, quite a number of pieces that she hasn't obviously sold to someone else, but there were a number of pieces that she just had in her archive, if you will, and she donated them to Living Free. And we had the idea that an Art for Recovery auction might be a great idea, the kind of fundraiser that that would be a little bit, I think, unique in our community, would be different, and it would be something for future years we would be able to involve other artists in the community of Pahrump, because I know there is a robust art community here. This is one that is called Last Light, and I don't know exactly what to say about it. It just seems that a lot of people really resonate with it, or it really resonates with them, I should say. They see different colors in it at different times. It has different meaning to them, and I think that's really the beauty of art, that many some people like some things and some people don't like the same exact thing, but people can find meaning in a lot of art for themselves. They can get tickets. Actually, we're going to put them up on our online menu. We haven't quite done that yet, but tickets are $75 each. We're going to have our event on October the 15th, and that'll start at 5 p.m. The viewing is at 5 p.m. from 5 to 6. And then the program and art auction will start after that at 6 p.m. Where's it going to be at? It's going to be at the Pahrump Nugget, and we're getting really good food for everybody there, so we hope that they're going to like it. So you can get tickets. You can either get them, like I said, online on our online menu. You can go to our donate page at livingfreehealth.org and put some information in the will call, and I'll either mail them to you or you can pick them up. Or you can come down here and buy them from us directly. The proceeds from the art auction are going to support all of our programming. And we have a number of programs. We have all of our housing, and in particular our women and children's program. We also have treatment, and we see a lot of people pro bono or at heavily discounted prices. We do programs for adolescents, including an outpatient treatment, and we also have a program for truant kids. And we're starting that this year with Rosemary Clark Middle School. Last year we worked with some of the high school kids, and that's in conjunction with juvenile probation, and that's another pro bono thing. So there are a number of things that we do not get grant funding for, we do not get Medicaid reimbursement for, and Medicaid, of course, is tougher and tougher every year. So, but we want to provide the same levels of service, and I think what you're seeing as things get more difficult for all of us in the country is that we're seeing more and more problems, more and more addiction, more and more greater severity of problems, including homelessness and like I said, addiction and mental health. So we're really trying to be there for the members of our community, and supporting us through this art auction is something that is a way for the community to help us do that job. So the office number is 775-505-1625. The cafe number is 775-505-3888. Our location, both the treatment and the cafe, are at Mesquite and Highway 160. We're just 2 miles north of the Home Depot. Just a quick 2 minutes from there, and really easy to find, right on the road, big sign out front. Our website is livingfreehealth.org.
Well, it's been 21 years since the 9/11 attacks on the United States. The Pahrump Valley Rotary Club held their 7th annual events at the Calvada Eye in the First Responder Reflection Area to honor and remember.
America was attacked on September 11, 2001. 19 militants associated with the Islamic extremist group Al-Qaeda hijacked 4 airplanes, and carried out a suicide attack against targets in the United States.
21 years ago, the world stopped. The United States was under attack. We as a nation were battered and bruised, but we overcame these horrific scenes of agony and despair, and were never defeated. On that day, heroes emerged. First responders who bravely ran towards and literally into danger. The American spirit shined. We experienced the largest terror strike in the history of our country. Families were shattered. Lives were lost. The numbers are still mind-numbing today. A total of nearly 3,000 people were killed, including 343 firemen and paramedics, 72 law enforcement officers. Later, during the September 11th investigation, we were able to trace back the travel of the hijackers to know that they were in Southern Nevada merely weeks before the tragedies.
It was extremely moving. Great speakers. Every time we do this, I learn more. Just sometimes it's heartbreaking.
I really enjoyed the ceremony of reflecting and recognizing the first responders from 9/11, and it's something that we've been doing for 7 years now, and it's a great honor for me to be the president of the club, to come out here and welcome the members of the community. We are just so thankful for the first responders, the fire, EMS, sheriff, for the thing that they do for us every day on a daily basis. And this is just part of a solemn ceremony to thank them for the risk that they take on our behalf on a daily basis. So we just always want to, every opportunity we get, we want to always thank them for their efforts. This is something that people can also buy a brick and put it in our reflection area right here. It can be a friend of yours that you feel strong about. You can buy one and put one in his or her honor. If you've got somebody that passed away that was close to you, you can also buy a brick and put it in their honor. And also, anybody that wants to buy a brick can put one and have it placed there just in their own name while they're still living. And it's also where every past president get a brick that placed down there too, so we kind of keep a history of the president leadership within our club, and it's a great thing. I will be getting with Fire Chief Chairman Scott Lewis about doing that, getting a break and putting it in his honor since he served in this community for so many years. Yes. That was a very moving thing, that the way Scott Lewis described him, what type of person he was, and the fact that he made the sacrifice to continue to serve us while his wife had moved on to Oregon. He stayed down here 4 years, commuting back and forth, so you cannot thank a person that dedication to his community here. If people want to find out more about the Rotary Club, they can contact me, Eddie Wade, the current president, and my phone number is 210-573-6161, and we're always looking for great members from the community to come and join us to help us continue to do the great projects that we do in this community.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Self-care is anything that,
Well, there was some flash flooding happening down there on Highway 160 this afternoon. It was wild.
Yeah, some crazy weather. Romano's going to have a full update for us right after this.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Good evening, Nevada. My name is Romano Frediani. I am in for John Kohler this week, who will be returning next Monday. As we take a look at our weather map, we see a 15 to 20 degree tumble in temperatures all up and down the state. Fernley checked in at 86 degrees, Fallon at 89, Carson City at 82 degrees, and our cool spot in the state today was Tonopah with 76. Goldfield saw 78 degrees, Beatty 87, and our hot spot was Amargosa with 90 degrees. Las Vegas checked in at 86 degrees, and out in Death Valley, it is still 102. Here in the Paradise Pahrump, we have 82 degrees currently. It was 86 earlier. Winds out of the south-southeast today at 7 miles an hour. 41% humidity, lots of clouds, lots of scattered showers across the valley. The sun rose this morning at 6:24 a.m. and it'll set this evening at about 5 minutes to 7. Our low tonight will be 69 degrees. Winds out of the south at 7 miles an hour and 59% humidity as we see the tail end of the monsoon season just tapering off as we head on into the week. Tomorrow we'll see a little bit of rain here and there, about a 24% chance. Temperatures staying very much in the mid to upper 80s for the day and in the low to mid 60s at night. Good news is we have under 15-mile-an-hour winds and sunshine for the rest of the week, 80 degrees. Oh my, feels like a reprieve from summer, even though we kind of had a long monsoon season this summer. So make your plans for the week. Looks like it should be a beautiful one. Back to the desk, here's Deanna.
All right, well, we're going to have your health report on tomorrow night's newscast. We ran out of time tonight, but we did want to tell everybody, yes, the flash flood warnings, we do keep them up to date on that, on our KPVM Facebook page. And we did get some video in there today from John O'Brien. We want to thank him for providing us with that. And we do, want to say congratulations to KPVM on our 25th anniversary today.
That's right. That does it for News 25 tonight. I'm Stacy Jensen.
I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
Good night.
Good night.